was Mr. Davis, the chairman's idea, the COO of RCA.
Hollywood is not only a place where stars shine, but also a place that hides dark secrets no one dares to speak of. Have you ever wondered how the music legends we admire paid the price for their fame? What battles did they face? And what betrayals caused them so much pain that they couldn't forgive? Throughout her career, Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul, not only fought with music, but also had to face those she trusted the most, and they betrayed her in the most ruthless way. So why can't a legend like Aretha forgive? Those she once considered friends, colleagues, are now the ones she can't look in the eye. Why has she remained silent for so many years about these broken relationships? Today, at the age of 76, Aretha Franklin will reveal the secrets of the 7 people she can never forgive. Can you guess who they are? The ones who betrayed her to the point that she could never turn back. Is it Beyoncé, Ray Charles, Luther Vandross, Keith Richards, or Eminem? These big names, but never once forgiven by her. Why can't she forgive them? Is her silence the strongest form of revenge, or has all respect vanished completely?
As I said, he brought the list to me and the list of singers and so on, but it was great because
Beyoncé, the one everyone calls the heir to Aretha. But do you know that Beyoncé stole the title of Queen that Aretha spent her entire life earning? When she stood on the Grammy stage in 2008 and called Tina Turner Queen, Aretha had to bite her lip to keep from crying. Did Beyoncé understand that this was an invasion of a legend's legacy? How could she treat Aretha like that, a woman who fought relentlessly to earn that title? And the biggest question, does Beyoncé deserve the title of Queen when she shows no basic respect for the one who came before? Why did Aretha remain silent for decades? Because she knew that silence was the most powerful way to assert her dignity. Never collaborating, never sharing the stage. That was her revenge, no words, just abandonment. However, Beyoncé wasn't the only one who made Aretha feel offended. The betrayal Aretha faced wasn't limited to just the soul and R&B industry. Keith Richards, the rock legend, delivered an insult that left even Aretha's fans stunned. Keith Richards, an icon of rock, but his words made Aretha face an unforgivable betrayal. When Richards said, "Soul died with Otis Redding," Aretha couldn't stay silent. Did he think someone like Otis Redding, her dear friend, was all that she had built? And when Keith continued to deny Aretha's contribution to modern soul music, could the world have stopped respecting Aretha from that moment on? Aretha responded by criticizing Richards' noisy sounds. The most shocking question, how could someone who had been by Aretha's side for so many years belittle her legacy like that? It was an erasure of history, and Aretha would not let that happen. Do you think Aretha's reactions were too harsh? Was she right not to forgive those who betrayed her? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let us know what you think about the actions of these individuals. And don't forget, this is just the first part of the story. The next names will be even more shocking. Stay tuned to uncover more untold truths. Dion Warwick, someone Aretha once considered a friend, but became the biggest betrayer of her life. Not just a colleague, but someone she saw as a sister. But did you know that Dion used this friendship to pull Aretha down while mocking the pain she was enduring? At a time when Aretha was struggling with poor health, Dion made harsh comments at Whitney Houston's funeral, saying that Aretha had been called but didn't show up. This was like a stab in the back when she was at her most vulnerable. How could someone you gave your all to act like this? So, Dion, do you realize how much this affected the heart of a legend? When Aretha heard those words, it wasn't just anger, it was a deep sorrow over being disrespected by someone she once considered so close. However, Dion wasn't the only one who made Aretha face such ruthless betrayal. Eminem, the famous rapper from Detroit, also made her struggle in anger she couldn't bear. Eminem, the famous rap star from Detroit, but the betrayal he showed towards Aretha was not just an oversight. How could such a renowned star like him forget the woman who paved the way for music and artists like himself? But this story isn't just about overlooking a legend, it's also about an unacceptable rumor. Some have said that Eminem hinted Aretha was a has-been, a legend who had been put into the music museum. Could this be the reason he completely ignored her presence in his work? Why would someone like Eminem decide to erase Aretha from his life? Did he really think he had surpassed her, that he no longer needed to learn from a woman who fought to earn the place he now holds? The rumors that Eminem mocked Aretha behind her back, claiming she had become too old to be a role model, only made everything harder to forgive. If those words are true, then who could forgive a man who belittled the woman who created such great music? And what do you think about Aretha's silence? Did she understand that silence was the most powerful way to get revenge when he didn't deserve her recognition? What do you think about Eminem in this story? Was Aretha right to remain silent and not forgive him? Leave your thoughts in the comments below this video and stay tuned for the next part, because this story is just beginning. You won't believe the secrets that are yet to come. Billy Joel, one of the biggest names in music, someone Aretha once held in high regard, turned out to be the final betrayer she could never forgive. How could someone she thought was a friend, someone who might be a kindred spirit in music, insult her so blatantly and cowardly? At the time they were preparing for a joint performance, Aretha hoped for a legendary musical collaboration, a partnership between two music icons. But everything turned into a deep stab in her heart when Billy Joel started behaving disrespectfully. "Relax, have a drink, let me see you perform with a more relaxed mood." This comment was not just disrespect, but an unforgivable insult to a woman who had fought her entire life to earn her place. How could Billy Joel treat Aretha like a puppet when she had dedicated her life to music, to the values he was now enjoying? She was not a subordinate, not someone to be mocked during a rehearsal. And this is when Aretha Franklin, this strong woman, stood up, left the studio, and ended any possibility of collaboration with Billy Joel. The shocking question: how could such a great artist like Billy treat Aretha, a music legend, as nothing more than a plaything in his hands? But that's not all. This story is just beginning. Other names, more betrayals, will leave you in disbelief. How could a legend like Aretha endure these pains without ever speaking up? Why didn't she forgive them? And could it be that her silence was the ultimate power, forcing all these betrayers to reconsider the respect she truly deserved? Do you think Aretha was right not to forgive those who hurt her? Could you endure such betrayal? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and be sure to follow the next part, because this story has many more shocking revelations to come. All the relationships have been torn apart. The people Aretha once trusted the most have abandoned her, hurting her in ways she could never forget. But this story isn't over, and now, one more name will shock you, someone no one expected, someone Aretha never thought she would face betrayal from. Beyoncé, Ray Charles, Luther Vandross, Keith Richards, Billy Joel, all of them are big names, people who were thought to protect and respect Aretha. But there is one final person she never imagined she would have to face betrayal from. And that person is This name will undoubtedly shock you, but his betrayal is unforgettable. Franklin D. Roosevelt was someone Aretha held in great esteem, a person who had a significant influence on her life and musical career. But one action he took left Aretha feeling insulted and completely abandoned. So what did he do that caused Aretha to never forgive him? It was an act of betrayal when he appointed John D. Rockefeller, rather than Aretha Franklin, to lead the greatest musical campaigns in American history. Wasn't Aretha deserving of that respect? Why was someone who had dedicated their entire life to music overlooked, while someone from outside the field was chosen instead? The question she asked herself for so many years: was she pushed aside not because of her race, not because of her gender, but because there were people with enough power to decide her musical future without any respect for her? Aretha was overlooked. She never had the opportunity to lead and become the icon she truly deserved to be. And could this be one of the reasons why she could never forgive those who pushed her out, even though she was the one who created music that the entire world respected? Why did someone like Aretha have to endure this? Why wasn't she respected, even though she fought her entire life to earn a place in music? Could it be that these people turned a blind eye, seeing her as invisible, simply because she was a black woman? That is the biggest question Aretha will never have a satisfactory answer to. Do you believe Aretha was right not to forgive all these people? Do you think this betrayal was a price she had to pay to maintain her self-respect and her musical legacy? Leave your thoughts in the comments below this video and share your feelings about the betrayals Aretha had to face. And don't forget, this story doesn't end here. As Aretha Franklin's story draws to a close, one undeniable truth becomes clear: silence is not weakness, but the ultimate strength of a legend. She remained silent for so many years, not because she couldn't fight back, but because the betrayal and pain were so great that she understood that sometimes silence is the only way to protect oneself. But think about it: if silence is a weapon, what is the cost of it? Aretha not only lost relationships, but also had to face herself, a great woman who fought her entire life only to be met with betrayal from those she loved the most. So, is silence the only way to protect greatness? Could she forgive those who betrayed her? And could a legend like Aretha accept that her legacy was decided by people who neither understood nor respected her? What do you think about how Aretha faced betrayal and remained silent? Was she right not to forgive, or should a strong person confront and stand up? Share your thoughts in the comments below this video and let us know your feelings about the painful yet incredibly great life and career of Aretha Franklin. This story may have ended, but her legacy will live on in all of our hearts.